as a leader in the classroom, you're the architect of your environment. You're the carrier of the atmosphere. And so your leadership is about responding, but it's also about taking proactive steps to set the mood, set the tone for the environment that students are entering into. And so I want to share with you these 8 tips from this article written by Yuki. I hope that's how we pronounce your name, Yuki, because this is an excellent article that you wrote here. Let's get into these proactive classroom management tips. Number 1, very simple. Again, ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing new. There's absolutely nothing new. Very simple. Greet students at the door. At Van Ness Elementary School in Washington, D.C., Fallon Turner starts the day by giving each of her students a high five, handshake, or side hug. During that time, I'm just trying to connect with them. It's kind of like a pulse check to see where they are, she says. Now, we've got some data here. In a study published, greeting students at the door help teachers set a positive tone. There it is for the day, boosting academic engagement by 20%, while reducing disruptive behavior by 9%, adding roughly an hour of engagement over the course of the school day. So it's in the little things, ladies and gentlemen. It's in the little things. Number 2, establish, maintain, and restore relationships. Building relationships with students through strategies like greeting them at the door is a good start. It's also necessary to maintain them over the course of the school year and to repair them when conflicts arise. The stronger the relationship and the better we understand our students, the more knowledge and goodwill we have to withdraw on when things get tough. That is an important point because there are going to be some times when you're going to have to make a little bit of a withdrawal. Now, you want to make sure there's something in that bank. You need to make sure there's something in that bank because you've worked hard establishing and maintaining and restoring relationships. And that's as simple as doing things that prove to the students that you see them, that you are interested in them. When you follow up on things that you've discussed, when you implement talking points into your lessons that pertain to a hobby of your students, things like that. Building community, relationships. Again, there's nothing new, but this is just a nice reminder for you that these are all proactive things that you're doing to manage/lead your class with fewer disruptions. Number 3, use reminders and cues. Novelty, such as the sound of a wind chime or a rain stick, captures young students' attention, writes Todd Finley, a former English teacher and current professor of English education, who suggests using these techniques to quiet a noisy class. As for younger students, for older students, give plenty of warning if you need them to follow instructions. Reminders and cues are helpful ways to encourage students to follow instructions without being overtly controlling or forceful. For example, if you can anticipate a disruption, such as students getting out of their seats if they finish an assignment early, give a short reminder of what they should do instead. Nice. Reminders are commonly verbal, but can also be visual, flicking the lights to signal that it's time to be quiet. Auditory, ringing of a small bell to let students know when they should pay attention to the teacher. I had a little bell on my desk when I taught. Or physical, using a hand signal to let students know to get back to their seats. Cues are nice. They build community. That's something else that they learn as a part of being a part of that community. And it's good. It just adds a little something, a little wrinkle, a little something different, something unique, little flair. Could be part of your personality. You can be creative with it. Could be something funny, something that kids actually look forward to. Number 4, optimize classroom seating. When students choose their own seats, they're 3 times more likely to be disruptive than when seats are assigned. After all, they'll probably pick seats next to their friends and spend more time chatting. Now, what I like to do to begin the year is I actually like for them to pick their own seats to see if I could encourage them to make it work, to give them a chance, because at the very least, when I come back with the seating arrangement, because this isn't working, they can't say that I didn't give them a chance. So little bit of a, I guess you could say I disagree there. I'd like to give them a chance, but not necessarily disagree, but I just did it a little bit different. But that doesn't mean choice is always bad. Giving students a sense of ownership in the room paired with clear expectations for behavior can have surprisingly positive effects. A welcoming space can reduce anxiety and boost academic performance. Emily Pollock, a ninth grade teacher in Madison, Alabama, gave her room a cozier feel by adding a couch, a love seat, rugs, a coffee table, and posters. Her students decide where to sit, but if they can't get their work done, they get moved back to their desk. So, similar to what I was saying, discipline issues have significantly decreased. My students seem to feel more relaxed and more motivated in a setting that honors their choices. Number 5, give behavior-specific praise. I like this. I like this a lot because we want students to do that thing again. That's why when we give praise or feedback, and we don't want to make generalizations. You did a good job. No, we want to be specific about what they did, because when we're specific, they know for sure that we were watching them, and it feels good when they get that praise, especially if it's just public praise and it's just over the top, ridiculous praise. And especially if it's for that one kid that everyone knows gets in trouble a lot. When that kid is getting that over the top public praise, oh, that feels really good. I'm going to feel that feeling again. I'm going to do that again, what I got praised for. So there's that. Number 6, set clear expectations. Instead of just displaying rules for behavior, have a discussion with your students about why those rules matter. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Bobby Shaddix, a 7th grade social studies teacher in Portland, Maine, works with his students to create a list of norms such as inclusive, focus, and considerate to build a sense of community. It helps us own the behavior in the classroom, Shaddix says. Instead of a top-down list of rules that a teacher gives a class, these are words that we generate together. These are words that we believe in. Now, back in the day, teachers were taught to write the list. These are the rules for this classroom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now we don't do that anymore. We don't do that anymore. But I like this. Students working together to build norms for the environment. I love that. That's really, really good stuff. Again, we're talking about being proactive in terms of your classroom management / leadership. Number 7, actively supervise. Presence is crucial. Yes, it is, to maintaining classroom management and to effective delivery of instruction. And it's a skill we can develop with effort, explains Sol Hennick, a high school teacher in Pleasant Hill, California. Although it's tempting to sit at your desk and grade papers, that's also an invitation to your students to get distracted. Be active, move around the room, check in on student progress, and ask questions. It's not about policing your students, but about interacting with them. But also, as we veteran teachers know, that proximity helps. That proximity, you don't even have to speak, but that proximity it speaks for itself. It says, "Hey Johnny, knock it off. We need to get to work. We got 15 minutes to get this done. Come on, Johnny, let's go. Let's get this done." So, check this out. Here we have some data. A 2017 study found that a teacher's nonverbal cues, such as smiling and making eye contact, can reduce physical and or psychological distance with their students, boosting students' positive feelings toward the teacher and the course material while improving behavior. Oh yeah, we all know it's that look. It's that's nice. Or if a student is messing around the back of the class, oh, the look, master the look. And sometimes if the student is like, "What? I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything." Okay. Yeah, it's the eye contact. Eye contact is powerful. All right, last but not least, be consistent and applying rules. Early in Kelly Wickham-Hurst's career as an administrator in a public high school, she was asked to discipline a black student for violating the school dress code by wearing saggy jeans. Whoa. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. As they walked down the hallway, he pointed out other boys, all white, who were also wearing sagging pants. Are you going to get him too, or is it just me? Students, they like to do this. School and classroom expectation rules and routines should be followed and applied fairly to all students. Don't single out certain students. It's the behavior you should be focused on, not the student. Correct when you see them and provide additional instruction or reteaching when misbehavior occurs. So, yeah. In your classroom, just be consistent. You know what it is. The students know what it is. So be consistent in your application. Well, that is the article. Wonderful article. And the title of the article, which I will link in the description section, is 8 Proactive Classroom Management Tips. So go check it out. Let me know what you think is the most powerful in this list. Thank you so much for your time, and please don't forget that teachers are leaders.